Hello to all you guys out there in YouTube land. Yes, it's me, DR. I've got a quick video here because I'm confused. I want to ask you guys a question. So I'm going to open this with a question to you guys out there. What do you think of the USA leaving the Paris Accords? So for those who don't know, the rare few people that don't know, the US, Donald Trump, the President of the United States, has decided to leave the Paris Accords, which was a coalition agreement amongst many countries of the world on how they were going to approach the challenge of climate change. So there were agreements that were negotiated by the various countries. So it wasn't imposition. It wasn't it was agreed by various different countries to support growing countries as well, to allow them the ability to use some fossil fuels that contribute to climate change, as well as including more developed countries who don't need to rely on these fossil fuels, negotiate with them to agree their reduction in terms of usage of fossil fuels. So obviously the second biggest polluter, it's the second biggest instigator, creator of things that contribute to climate change. The US was a key part of this agreement in terms of key to get their support. Now, one of the things reason I ask you this question is I'm already confused as to why to pull out at this stage, especially the reasons given by the president was to support US business. I think he used the terms, I kind of paraphrased, that he supports Pittsburgh rather than Paris, which is interesting. There's one of the, I think it's 78 mayors that have come out, was the mayor of Pittsburgh, which is actually, I support the world. The people of Pittsburgh want me to support the world and the community and consistency as a whole. So for me, it's quite confusing that the president would pull out. Also, a lot of the wider businesses had already put together their plans in terms of thinking about the Paris Accords. So these things have already been put in motion. So putting it at this stage is a bit like, saying we've organised a picnic to somewhere, we've packed the packed lunch, we're on the road, and now we're halfway up the road and saying, well, I don't want to do it now. There's already people planning, there's already people heading in that direction, and especially as the mayors of, as I said, 78 different places already. It's like 78 different mayors of United States areas, cities, whatever, who have then agreed to go along with the Paris Accords. So I'm not entirely sure what the President of the United States is getting out of leaving the Paris Accords. Also, it seems to me that lots of businesses have already agreed to fulfill the requirements of the Paris Accord. So it's not really better for business because they've already agreed to fulfill the requirements of the Paris Accord anyway. And also a lot of businesses understand that if the climate changes, then their businesses might be at risk, because if you're into farming and you rely on agriculture for any specific part of your business, then maybe the shifting climate might make it harder to grow the things needed to make your business profitable, and you can't just up and move, so therefore you're gonna be a bit stuck. And if your business relies on shipping or anything like that, there might be some minor advantages, i.e. being able to use the Arctic or Antarctic for trade lines, but actually the fact that there'll be more unusable land and other ports might have to move might make it untenable for your business. So there's reasons why people have gone along with the agreements of the Paris Accord. Also, there is the kind of thing that everything's on an island, and if your business is international, then there's no point making a car that you can only sell in the US and yet you can't sell in Europe or China. So you might as well make it fulfill the toughest requirements, and therefore you're able to sell your car across the globe. That's better for business than potentially stepping out of it. I think it's interesting you created a power vacuum that China wanted to step into, which is quite fascinating. But I'm really keen to find out your insight. What do you guys think on a local basis? Do you think this is good for the US? Do you think this is bad for the US? It's also fascinating for me, what's it going to take for Trump's hardcore supporters to look at him and go, huh? What are you doing? What does this make sense? Will they ever do that? Will they ever be able to stop and go, he might not necessarily be the person, he might be the person I voted for, but he might not be the best person for this position. And that's something that is a quite unique thing to say, that actually, yes, he is but maybe he's not the best person to be running the free world, because he seems to not have any concept of history and what goes into running a country and what goes into running these agreements. Doesn't seem to have any idea of the level of complexity that it takes to do this stuff, this type of things. It's why most presidents have become increasingly grey as their terms have run. It's because it's not an easy thing to be the president of the United States. Anyway, I'm keen for you to give me your insight. So write something in the comments. Tell me your feelings about all of this. Really interested to understand what you guys think. Anyway, this is DR saying peace out. Have a safe journey wherever you're headed. Yeah.